I've never really done a channel update before, in part because I never know what to say in a video like this, and in part because I wasn't sure anyone would care. As it turns out, I can use a script to help me with not knowing what to say. I still don't know if anyone's going to care. But today, I feel like it's important to talk about some of my plans for the near future and for 2022 as a whole. In 2021, I was able to celebrate a lot of milestones. I passed 10,000 subscribers, my most viewed video is over 350,000, and I've passed 3 million total channel views. I plan to continue releasing content for Path of Exile along with other action RPGs like Lost Ark and Last Epoch. Who knows, maybe I'll give Wilson a try again. I don't think the game's good still, but it's hopefully gotten at least a little bit better. And this brings me to my first goal for 2022. I want to make more content for my second channel, 10 Gaming Thoughts. I made the channel so that I could make variety content and not just fight against the YouTube algorithm every time I made something that wasn't too similar to what I was already doing, and it would then show that content to the wrong person, someone who wasn't interested in it, and the video wouldn't do well, so YouTube would think, oh, this isn't a good video, I shouldn't show this to people, and people would only find it months later after searching for it purposefully. People would then watch it, and they'd like it, so YouTube would finally start recommending it. But this is a slow process, and it certainly hurt the growth of some of my videos, including the one I mentioned before, which is now at 350,000 views. The first day that came out, it only had about 70. So to avoid this problem, I made a second channel, and I've put variety content on it, talking about MMOs, talking about gaming in general, and doing reviews for games such as Slay the Spire and Hades, which I love, along with newer releases like New World. So the plan is pretty simple. My action RPG, related, adjacent, whatever you want to call it, content is going to be here on the main channel, and then my variety content is going to be on 10 Gaming Thoughts. So if you want to help me with my first goal of 2022, please do go subscribe to the channel. It's at about 160 subs right now. My goal is 1,000 by the end of the year, which means around 800 to go. And don't worry, there's going to be more content for that channel coming, especially in the upcoming month, during the break where Path of Exile isn't really doing anything too new. Now, the second goal I have is as much personal as it is professional, and that's to raise the quality of my content. I've already been trying to work on my editing, I've been trying to improve my scripting, and I've been trying to improve script reading. The other piece of this puzzle is higher quality recordings, which unfortunately I don't really have a magic bullet for. I know I'm going to need a new computer to provide higher quality recordings and to run games at higher settings. Unfortunately, right now it's incredibly difficult to obtain a graphics card if you can get one at all without paying scalper prices. So I don't know when exactly I'm going to have a new computer, but I do know I'll have one by the end of 2022, and when I do, you can expect a significant jump in the quality settings of the games that I record and play. I want to keep a daily upload schedule for the first month of every league in 2022. This is going to be the hardest goal to meet. Daily uploads certainly aren't easy, and it can get exhausting. But during 3.15 and 3.16, it was one of my biggest sources of channel growth, and it was really exciting. So hopefully in 2022, it'll be worth the effort and I'll be able to continue with that. And finally, my last goal is to not be as reliant on the YouTube algorithm and not be as reliant on ad revenue from a specific video doing well so that I can pay my bills. This way, I'll be free to make videos that you guys want rather than videos I have to make because the algorithm wants me to make them. So one of the ways that I'm going to do this is I'm going to continue to work with Nexus. This allows me to promote games that I would be playing anyway, that I'd be saying, hey, go buy this is great anyway. And it also allows me to be compensated in a way that's outside of YouTube for my time. A great example of this was the video that I did talking about Last Epoch recently, where by YouTube's metrics, I didn't make very much money on it, but I did make quite an amount on the Nexus sales that I made. So thank you very much to everyone who bought a game or a supporter pack through my Nexus in the past year. And when I find a game that is on Nexus that I really have had great experiences with, I am going to bring it up. That said, it doesn't mean I'm just going to go, oh, all these games are on Nexus, you should just go buy them to make me money. No. It's only going to be games that I've played, that I believe are good, that I've enjoyed, that I have a good experience with, and hopefully games that I'll have a review for or something where I can show you this is why I like it. And for a while now, I've also had a Patreon, but I don't really make any exclusive content for it. Until now, my goal has always been to provide as much free content as I can here on YouTube. And so the problem with that is I still have to make videos for the algorithm. There's certain things that will take a lot of time for me to do that might not be generally interesting or useful to people who just play Path of Exile, but might be of interest to my core audience. A very good example of this would be stream highlights. In general, I don't think that adds much value to the game of Path of Exile as a whole, but if you like my content and you watch a lot of my streams, you might find it fun. Another example would be something like a written guide for a build showcase that I do. The main reason I don't do this currently is I just don't have the time. But if I put it on Patreon, I could make the time because then I'd be getting money. So even if I didn't make a video that day and I wrote a written guide instead, I wouldn't then have to work harder tomorrow to make up for that lost income. If this or any other idea for Patreon interests you, please let me know down in the comments what you'd like to see. And if you're not in a financial situation where you could pay for Patreon, where you could afford to give me money directly, then don't worry about it. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm not saying that anyone has to. It's just an option I'm exploring. I'm also going to be looking into sponsorships, which is something that I'm hesitant about because I know a lot of companies that offer sponsorships do not treat content creators particularly well. That said, not all of them are as dishonest. Some have been very great to work with from what I've heard from talking to other content creators. And that's a way that I can get money to keep paying my bills, to keep improving the channel, to do things like up the quality of my videos, potentially hire an editor, without having to ask anyone for money directly. So that is also something I'm going to look into in 2022. And finally, are you interested in merch? It's something that has been floated as an idea. I'm thinking of tying it to the theme of the PoE League. So just to quickly use Scourge as an example, some ideas might be my logo, but it's now been corrupted and it has this orange blight over it. Something might be a shirt with the text, I survived Krengle League, since after all, it's Krengle League, everything's been super rippy and we're just doing our best to survive. And so if merch like that is of interest to you, or if a merch design with my channel name and channel logo would be of interest to you, anything like that, let me know down in the comments. Let me know what you'd be interested in. I'm not an artist, but I would be working with one and I would be paying them to make this stuff for me since I don't think I can really do it myself. So if there's enough interest, that's something that I'm also looking to explore for 2022. All that said, these last three things have just been ideas. I don't have concrete plans for everything. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to see how it goes. If something's successful, I'm probably going to keep doing it. If something isn't successful, I'm probably not going to. So if you really don't want merch or you hate the idea of Patreon exclusive content, then also do let me know about that down in the comments so I know to not waste my time with something that people don't want. All in all, 2021's been a crazy year. It's been a crazy journey. I hope to continue that into 2022. Thank you for everything and have a great start to the year. Thank you for watching. And again, a special thanks to my patrons and YouTube channel members. If you want to support me, you can do so by clicking the links down in the description below or on screen right now. You can also support by making purchases through my Nexus page. Or if you just want to chill and hang out, be sure to join the Discord. Again, links for everything are down in the description below. Thank you and have a great day.